Video here, we are recapping NFL Week 2. This is just going to be an overarching video. How each game went, how each game finished, how our picks did in my one video, what I said was going to happen in that video, what happened. I'm going to do storyline videos. I'm going to record that also tonight, but those are going to come out tomorrow. If you're watching these Tuesdays, those are going to come out Wednesday. Like storyline, big storylines from games. I'm going to make more in-depth videos on those tomorrow. Starting with Thursday Night Football, Bills at the Dolphins. And Bills destroyed them. I was not expecting this. I think I gave out Dolphins. I said I picked Dolphins. I didn't give out that as a bet. I gave out the under, which hit. We started off 1-0 in the week, which was great. We shouldn't have got to the under. The under should not have cashed. It was going way over until Tua got hurt, and then no more scoring happened. So we got lucky on the under cashing, which is fine because we got unlucky on other totals like Northwestern Duke earlier this season. So we were due for a lucky hit. The main story of this game is Tua Tagovailoa going down with the injury. That was not good. It was not good to see. And the problem with that injury is a guy who's had concussions before, it looked too easy for it to happen. Like, it didn't look like he got blasted. It didn't look like his head smoked the ground like it used to do, or the last times this happened. It didn't look as bad. Now, I'm not saying it was great. Like, I'm not saying that shouldn't have happened, right? That could have happened from that hit, but it's gonna keep happening now, easier and easier. And the symptoms long term. I'm not saying he could be waking up. He could be fine right now. He could have no symptoms right now. But the symptoms long term are only gonna get worse and worse and worse. The more times this happens, the more time he takes hits. And God forbid this happens again. I low-key would be scared, which is really sad to say, but true at the same time. So, do I want to see Tua on the field again? No, I don't. Right before I started filming this, they said he's done for 4 weeks, which is great. He should be done for 4 weeks. He should be done for longer than that. Maybe the rest of his career. And it sounds like he's not going to be. We'll see what happens. I don't know. But the Bills, my opinion, now are a favorite to win this division. I think they're showing they're legit. I think Josh Allen's showing I don't need Stephon Diggs. I got other guys. And they could have a really good season here for the Bills. Let's see. We'll keep watching what happens. Giants at the Commanders. I watched every snap of this game as a Giants fan. I wish I did it because the Giants lost because they lost their kicker on the opening kickoff, and the kickoff didn't even count because there was a penalty. That's it's so Giants scored 3 touchdowns. They lose to 7 field goals. 7 field goals. 21-18. They scored 3 touchdowns, not 1 extra point. They couldn't get a 2-point conversion. Oh my God, what an ugly game. We bet the Commanders, so we won this one. That's 2-0 start on the week. It went the right way. It went the way I thought. I thought Washington was going to win, not by just field goals, but that's the way it happens. Malik Nabers had a great game. I think a breakout game. And there was something very poetic about this game, which I'm actually going to make a video about tomorrow, where Malik Nabers was at one point talking shit in this game to Jayden Daniels about someone. They were talking shit about someone, and then Malik Nabers was the one that sold the game. I found that very poetic in the game. I'll make a video more in depth about that, but Commanders walk away to win 3 points. That's what the opening line was. That sounded right to me, and it was right. 1.5 was too much of an adjustment. We took it. We won. That's 2-0 start on the week. Saints at the Cowboys. Whoa. Derek Carr silently having the best 2 weeks of any quarterback ever. I might make a video about this. I don't know for sure. I don't know if I have enough there to make a quality video in my opinion. But this team looks like the best team in the league right now. I mean, you can't not say they're top 10, right? I mean, they blow out the Cowboys, blow out the Panthers. I know that wasn't as impressive, but this one was impressive. And I was right about a lot of these games that I said I liked the side, but couldn't bet it. I didn't love it enough. And the fact that all the pros are going to be on these small dogs or big, medium-sized dogs of 6.5 like the Saints, like the Panthers, like the Vikings, right? Like the Raiders are all going to be on these dogs, and a lot of them won outright. And a lot of the amateurs or public was going to be on the favorites. And I said probably a lot of public bettors are going to have these moneyline parlays of all these teams. And look, those went to shit, right? So is this because the Saints are really good, or is the Cowboys just bad? Are they versed an even worse team in the Browns, who versed an even worse Jaguars team? That is not out of the realm of possibility yet. But the Saints should be the favorite to win the South. I think they are. They should be. I think they are. I don't know. The Bucks, great win, and the Falcons just had a great win. So we'll see. But, man, the offensive coordinator, Kubiak, looks amazing in that system. I think this is more of what a Cowboys now is going to look like. Cowboys team's going to look like. I'm very curious. I'm very curious to see the trajectory of both these teams going forward. Cowboys have a monster game next week against the Ravens, and the Saints got the Eagles. Like, this is two good games now, and for next week, set up because of the score of this game. So I'm very interested for those games next week. Buccaneers at the Lions. Lions should have won. The Buccaneers made a mistake in this game that the Eagles then made later, throwing inside 2 minutes. This game could have been over a long time ago. Instead, they gave the Lions two chances to come back and win this game. The Lions successfully couldn't do it both times, and they just didn't run the ball. Why are the Lions running the ball? They were like, here, we're going to try and make Jared Goff the star, but we're going to sacrifice potentially losing here to do it. Didn't even make any sense. No sense. This team's built on run and then play action. Jared Goff threw the ball 55 times. If you told me before this game started, Jared Goff's going to throw the ball 55 times, I would have smoked the Bucks plus 7.5. Smoked it. It would have been 6.5 by the time kickoff happened if I knew that info. Like, that is crazy. 55 times is not how they're going to win games. They better fix what's going on there, and they better start running the ball more. Bucks come out with a big win. When they need. This team's 2-0. And the South looks like low-key good. Like, low-key very competitive outside the Panthers. Like, it would be so weird if all three of those teams make the playoffs, the wild card spot. That would be crazy. Considering where we were on all this division like a couple days ago, that would be insane. Don't think that's going to happen, but that would be so funny. Colts at the Packers, I think this is the forgotten game. Like, did anyone actually watch this game? Because I actually, didn't really. Saw, watched a couple clips here and there, the highlights, right? Malik Willis looked decent enough. The problem, and I think the biggest problem for both teams, well, not for the most glaring problem in this game, was the Colts' run defense. It's bad. It's bad. The Colts' run defense is bad. They couldn't stop the ground game. 32 carries, 151 yards for Jacobs. Torched them. And Mixon torched them the week prior. The South is bad, low-key. I don't think the Colts are good. I don't think the Titans are great. I think they could be good, but Levis keeps making dumb mistakes. That team should be 2-0, honestly. And the Jaguars aren't great. I think Texans right now might have a fly-in to get this division. I don't even think they're that good. So this is quickly becoming a declining division, in my opinion. But Packers get a huge win at home with a backup quarterback. Huge win for them. They play the Titans next week, so that should be a fun one for the Packers. That will show me if the Titans are better than the Colts or not. Maybe. We'll see. I think the Titans can win that game, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Jacks at the Titans. Braylon Allen, big-time touchdown there. He looks like an NFL back. Braylon Allen looks like an NFL back that could play for a long, long time. And he's only 20 years old or something crazy. He's younger than me or something wild like that. Titans should have won. Will Levis threw a bad ball backwards. Why? Why? I don't understand why he's throwing that ball backwards in that spot. It caused a fumble, Jets recovered, Jets won the game. That's too bad, really bad. Two of the worst mistakes in the NFL by any quarterback right now both belong to Will Levis. Both of them. That's sad. And you have 2 losses because of it. You should have 2 wins. If he just throws that ball away against the Bears, or he just takes the sack against the Jets, they're at worst 1-1 right now. At worst, they're 1-1 right now. And there's a good chance that they're 2-0. So I think this Titans team still is better than people think, ultimately. But they just got to fix some sloppy things, and they can be better. Jets, the Jets are still, I don't know. I don't know about the Jets. I'm not there yet with the Jets. I'm not this is a Super Bowl team right now with the Jets. I'm not there yet. Maybe I will be by the end of the season. I don't know, but they need to get their shit together. 49ers to the Vikings. Vikings walk away with a win, and this team's good. And I hate to say because I bet the under, but this is Buccaneers. This is last year's Buccaneers. What the Vikings are doing right now is what they're doing with Sam Darnold coming in, who's having a resurgence at quarterback. It's kind of like Baker Mayfield. The Jets should go back and look at some of these quarterbacks. Like Geno Smith had a resurgence. Now Minnesota had a resurgence. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing here. And I also picked Vikings. I said all the pros are on the Vikings. I'm taking the Vikings. They went outright. Seahawks at the Patriots. I'm so glad I gave out -3 and not 3.5 because we pushed on this one. Seahawks 23-20. Get a win. Much needed win. 2-0. Yeah, not much to say. Still don't think this Patriots team's that good. I think the Seahawks are good enough to beat a lot of teams in the NFL. So, yeah. Chargers beat the Panthers 26-3, and I guess I was right in my Week 1 review video saying that can Bryce Young play? I guess he can't because he's benched for Andy Dalton. Maybe I'll have a video on this tomorrow, but ultimately benched by Andy Dalton. I think it's a little too soon, but probably a move that was going to happen at some point. So, Browns at the Jaguars. This game went just as I expected. Low scoring. This is how I expect the Giants-Browns game to be next week, 13-3. Browns went 18-3. This might have been my least confident game on the board last week, and didn't really watch much of it. But I think Deshaun Watson played a little bit better. I think Brian Thomas Jr. came away looking like a little low-key star for the Jaguars, so they got to learn how to bottle that. Browns get a much needed win, and the Jaguars fall 0-2, and they got to start figuring some things out here. Do the Jaguars... Raiders at the Ravens. Ravens should have won. I've seen Harbaugh for the Ravens throw away a lot of games. He did against the Giants in London 2 years ago. I think, and they did it here with the Raiders. The Raiders are not better than this team. Definitely not. And I actually bet this prior to the game. I don't think I gave it out, so I won't count it. But I did bet this prior to the game. It was down to 8.5. I didn't give it out because I wanted 9.5. Never came back. But they just threw it away. What are we doing? And now you look at your next game. You have the Cowboys on the road. If you start 0-3, I don't think a team's ever made the playoffs at 0-3. I don't think it's ever happened. This is becoming tough scenes here for the Raiders. I mean, for the Ravens. It's a monster win for the Raiders. Devontae Adams had a monster game. Rams at the Cardinals. Cardinals killed the Rams. I mean, Marvin Harrison Jr., hello. Offensive Rookie of the Year potential. The Rams are in trouble. You lost Puka. You lost Cooper Kupp. You lost like 4 linemen. This team is in trouble. They should get housed against the 49ers next week. Like housed. And I mean housed. This team, low-key, you could argue, might be the worst in the league considering their injuries. Like, if they had full, they're not the worst team in the league. But right now, offensively, this team is in a lot of trouble in the Rams. And I expect them to drop to 0-3 after next week. And the Cardinals are a sneaky team, and the fact that the Bills came back and won them shows me the Bills are really disciplined and ready to play football. So watch out for the Bills, okay, and the Cardinals. These are teams that right now look very good. Steelers at the Broncos. Steelers win 13-6. We lost. I gave up Broncos +3. We lose that one. However, teaser hit. I had Broncos +8.5, Bills +8.5. That hit easy, so we won that one. That's a 1-1 on the game. Steelers won 13-6. Broncos just couldn't score in that defense, which is going to be for a lot of teams. And this, Steelers are in first place in this division because the defense. And if he's 9-8, 10-7, Tomlin again, he's going to be right there for a playoff spot, maybe for this division, considering how the rest of the division's playing right now. This is a big win for the Steelers, and I think they're showing fans, they're showing everybody. Let's not stop talking about this team. This is going to be a weirdly another season where it seems like 9-0, 8-0 to start the year, and then they finish 10-7, and then get killed in the playoffs. That is not out of the realm of possibility, I feel like, for the Steelers. They beat teams that are worse than them. They do. They don't let teams upset them. They didn't here. So I like the Steelers. This is a big win for them. Game of the week, Bengals at the Chiefs. Everyone wants to talk about that pass interference call. Look, I get it. I've seen that happen a lot, and especially in the NFL, and it doesn't get called, right? But it is pass interference. It is pass interference, but I've seen more not get called. I've seen worse get called. It's just one of those things, and that's why I don't like the NFL, because of how inconsistent it is. The real reason why the Bengals lost was Ja'Marr Chase. And I'll have a video on this tomorrow, and I'm very excited for this video on this tomorrow, on my Ja'Marr Chase, why he lost this game for them. That penalty was ridiculous, especially after you're holding out, and then you go out undisciplined and make a penalty like that. I would have been fuming as a coach. I would have been fuming. So he lost in this game, in my opinion. And the Chiefs look really good. They look like the best team in the AFC, and they are the best team in the AFC. Bengals dropped to 0-2. They have to beat the Commanders next week, and I think they will. Bears at the Texans. This game was problematic, I think, for both teams, really. Because Texans scored 29 points against a Colts defense that wasn't good. Now you play a decent defense, you only score 19. Not the best. And then the Bears versus the bad defense. This is a defense that the Colts threw all over, and they couldn't score. That's problematic to me. Caleb Williams got a long way to go. I think he'll be fine. He's making a lot of rookie mistakes. The problem is he's making all of the rookie mistakes, right? The fact that he's trying to do too much on a scramble and he won't throw it out of bounds. He threw a bad pick because of it. A lot of things like that. He's got to get better in. It's going to come. He's not going to be this one-year wonder like C.J. Stroud was. It's not going to happen. Yeah, he's going to need 2 to 3 years. And if the Bears want to wait and give him time, I think he could be a good player. It's just right now it's too much for him in the moment right now. So Texans win. I'm a little nervous for the Bears here. I have them not to make the playoffs. I like that now a lot. So the defense is good, though. That's a bright spot for the Bears. The defense is really good. And then we go to Monday Night Football, the Falcons versus the Eagles. Man, I'll have a video on this too tomorrow because this was poetry. This was the most poetry I've ever seen in my life as a Giants fan. This was crazy, and I loved it because I'm here in Philly, and all my friends, they know I'm Giants fans. They're all Philly sports fans. And they were kept telling me you're mad we had Barkley. You're mad we had Barkley. You're mad we had Barkley. He's so good. He's such a good player. And I wasn't mad that they had Barkley. I was mad that they thought Barkley was like that. 13 mil. If he was worth 13 mil, the Giants would have gave him 13 mil 3 years ago. There's a reason why they didn't. This is now the 4th game I've seen Barkley lose for a team. 4th. He lost 3 for the Giants. I've seen fumble in bad spots for the Giants twice to lose them games. Twice. Did it right here as well. Bad drop. I don't care. You make $13 million. You're getting paid like a top running back. You got to make that catch. No ifs, ands, or buts. Now, you want to talk about teams shouldn't be throwing the ball. That's fine. Understandable. They shouldn't be throwing the ball. But ugly. Falcons going to win on prime time. I think that was Kirk Cousins first. I saw a post saying that she counts 2 losses for the Eagles. That's funny. Ultimately, this is my recap. This is a long one. I don't know if anyone's going to make it through this whole thing. But, the bigger videos, this is kind of just to get my head back into place, go through the games, and it allows me to think of video ideas for my storyline videos. So all my big storyline videos that do way better will be tomorrow. I'll be filming them tonight. They'll all be tomorrow. Ultimately, my name is Joshua C. Thanks for watching the recap. Hit the subscribe button. We're close to 100 subscribers. Please hit the subscribe button.